Hey guys, it's Tia, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about how I pretty much get daily sales on Etsy. As you can see here, I've been putting in a lot of work over the last few months on my shop and I'm starting to see results from that. So I just wanted to share a few things that I did to improve my sales. Obviously the fact it's mid Q4 definitely helps, as well as just being an older seller. So the longer you've been on the platform, the more sales you'll be making because you'll get ranked higher naturally. It's just how marketplaces work, but I definitely have been working on the shop as of recently, and I know a good proportion of my results are actually coming from this recent work because new listings are starting to sell. I sell in two main ways, which are print on demand, which is basically drop shipping clothes that you've designed, and digital products, which means that I don't even have to ship anything out. I just upload listings and I let it run by itself, apart from some maintenance and customer messages. So if you want to know more about how I sell print on demand, then you can watch this tutorial. I've linked up there after the video. I am also a star seller, so if you don't know what that is, then you can watch the video I did before, which I'll link up there as well. Whether this has an actual effect is kind of debatable, so let's get into it. The first tip I have is to upload more listings, and this is by far the most important tip, I think. I have around 200 listings, active listings on my Etsy store now, whereas before I had around 60 to 70. I've actually uploaded a lot more, I'd say like 300 to 400 listings in total, but I've just let the ones that didn't sell just expire. Some people think there's like a magic number, but I think the more the better really, and this is the advantage that print on demand sellers and digital product sellers have. You've essentially got unlimited uploads because you don't need to handle the physical product. I've expanded my range of suppliers, so I've been working with Printful for as long as I can remember now, but Printful doesn't offer magnets, which is annoying because one of my niches is really good for magnets because it's like food related, so people like to put magnets on their fridge. So that's why I source some products from Printify now, which is a different print on demand supplier fulfillment service. And you think that uploading more makes sense, obviously, because the more listings you have, the more likely you'll be found, right? But there is a catch, which is that I don't tend to upload more than 5 listings using the same main keywords, because I found that the sales actually decreased in that particular niche after I uploaded too many. That's too many designs with the same keyword. And then I deleted those listings. That niche started getting sales again. So I'm not really sure why this is. I'm speculating it's to do with the fact that Etsy doesn't really want the same seller ranking on page 1 for a particular keyword several times and then monopolizing that particular keyword, which I think is reasonable because it gives all the sellers a chance at getting featured on page 1. But it's also annoying because it's really difficult to scale a particular keyword or niche that's working really well for me. For every successful keyword I get, there's usually one listing that kind of pops off. The rest don't sell at all. So out of the uploads I have, only around 10 listings are actually selling on a regular basis. It's really a hit or miss with the SEO. If you're not advertising, that is. So I might make, for example, a shirt with a design and then upload the same design with a different caption, and one sells better than the other. A lot of time I have absolutely no idea why, but that's where understanding your niche comes in and definitely helps in that aspect. So general rule of thumb is the more uploads the better, but consider exploring different niches, especially if you're sticking to the same general area. Try and vary your keywords. Bear in mind listings are 20 cents each, which isn't that much, but if you're uploading hundreds of things, it will add up over time. So if you sign up using my link below, you can get 40 free listings, and a trick to getting free listings yourself if you already sell is to invite other people to sign up. So every time you invite someone, you get 40 free extra listings, which essentially saves you $8 for every person. Now my second point is about keywords and SEO. Now SEO and research is the bulk of what I do on Etsy. I spend, I would say, most of my time on this. I've used various methods of SEO in the past. What I recommend nowadays is using the tool called salesamurai. I have a whole video on my channel and a review article as well on my website about the specifics of how I use this research tool. They have a 3-day free trial which you can use to test it out. Links in the description. My old method was just to search for keywords I thought had potential and then list the competition in a spreadsheet and basically guess which ones would sell well. But with this tool, you can see related keywords, statistics, demand, competition, and I would definitely recommend this tool. I've been using it to choose keywords and generate extra tags for all of my listings. Also, make sure to fill out all 13 tags. And what I did for previous previous listings was to validate some of the keywords I used in tags, so constantly updating the keywords with this tool and replacing the ones which weren't low competition, high demand enough. I'm not using any paid ads as well, so there is a good proportion of my revenue that is profit. That means I'm heavily relying on the SEO, so I have to do a lot more research. If you're using ads, then this might not be as much of an issue. Tip number 3 is consider selling digital products if you aren't already. Etsy isn't really thought of as a place to buy digital products. Now you can sell them on here, and I have been uploading a lot more digital products. So previously I mostly had print on demand products. I was drop shipping a few things, but I've stopped doing that now. And that was because I was under the impression that digital products don't really sell on Etsy. But after uploading a few digital products, I've actually been really impressed with the results. I'm actually planning to lean more towards the digital products in the future on Etsy because I just prefer that method of selling. It seems even more passive than print on demand, which is already pretty passive. The great thing about these is that most of your revenue is actually profit because it's just a download. Like, you have the fees and then you don't have to pay anything. It's just work up front, right? And I feel like some people get turned away from selling digital products because they feel like you won't make as much money per sale. Now, you do get less revenue because people tend to pay less for digital products, well, depending on what the product is. But after you take away the cost of fulfillment for physical products, you end up pretty much with the same amount. Also, you'll be really surprised as to how much people will actually pay for digital products. Some examples of things I know sell well on Etsy include CV templates, which you can make on Canva or Word really easily, printable planners, wedding invitations. Wedding stuff sells pretty well in general. Study notes, printable activity packs, wall art, even mock-ups for print-on-demand designers. I actually don't sell any of these. I sell digital wallpapers because it's just a lot easier for me because I can convert designs that I've already made. And a lot of these are just my print-on-demand designs that I've sort of resized to optimize for desktop backgrounds and phone backgrounds. You might be thinking, who would actually buy a JPEG file or a PNG file when you can just download one from the internet, right? But the trick here is to not just upload one single file. You need to upload multiple versions of the same so that people feel like it's more customized. So for example, if you're making a phone wallpaper, then you can make 5 different sizes, like one for iPhone 11, one for iPhone 12, Samsung. You can put in some random thank you notes, just like a little PNG file saying thanks for your purchase, use this discount code to get 10% off your next order or something like that. All this stuff helps kind of like pad out your listing. So that's not only useful for people who want the file for different phone sizes or like multiple formats. And a bit of a tangent, but I've noticed that a lot of how you get sales on Etsy is just dressing up your listing in a really fancy way. Like, the presentation is a lot more important than the inherent value of the product. Anyway, back to digital products. So an annoying thing about uploading these is that Etsy only lets you upload 5 files. The way you get around this is by zipping your files into one zip folder. So if you don't know how to do that, you can just Google it. It's dead easy. If your file is too big, even when it's zipped up, then you can upload it to Dropbox, and then you can upload like a Word document or text document with the link to the download. Tip number 4 is giving out freebies, and this is not something I bothered doing before, but I saw a lot of other Etsy sellers doing it, so I decided to give it a go. What I did is kind of like this shop, so I made a really basic little planner calendar thing, and I advertised it on my banner, just being like free printable planner with every digital download, and then I linked them to a Dropbox file where they could download it in the thank you note after they purchased. There's no real tangible way of assessing whether the freebies improve your sales. I feel like it just does because it draws in more customers. Tip number 5 is making my shop more organized and actually having a theme. So this is something I noticed by looking at the top Etsy sellers and what they had in common. You can see their shops as well if you use this free tool. It's called Etsy Hunt. You can watch my video linked up there if you want to learn more about that. I want to take some of their strategies and implement them into my shop as well. And one key feature I noticed that all of them had was maintaining a somewhat coherent theme, even if they're selling different products from different niches. The shop has a theme, it has a style, right? It's not just a random sort of a variety store. But I had a problem with this because I had listings from different niches which were selling. So obviously I didn't want to delete the ones that were selling. These were different items as well. So mine really looked like a variety store. I had coffee mugs here, digital products there, shirts here. But the way I kind of got around this was to crop out the images and then put them on the same background and upload those as the main images. Now my shop kind of looks more consistent. I took the chance to zoom in more on the images and fix up things I couldn't be bothered to fix up before, which was pretty useful. And again, like the freebies, this is kind of something that's hard to say how much it actually improved my results. And also replacing all the images takes absolutely ages. I redid my banner as well, but I think it just helps set up a framework for your shop and makes the shop look less spammy, so I would recommend it anyways. Also, organizing your shop into sections is really important, especially if you have a lot of different listings or niches that you're selling in. All of these things help build trust with your customers. So that's the 5 tips right there, 5 points I had. Now, I understand a lot of these tips might seem quite contradictory, which is confusing. For example, you want to upload more but not too many in the same niche, which then means you have to explore different niches, but you should have a consistent theme at the same time. And Etsy is just a confusing platform. I totally get that, but hopefully you can see how these things can actually work together at the same time by looking at examples of successful shops, which is where I've gotten all these ideas from. And just keep in mind that there's no one correct way to sell, okay, but some things have worked better for me, so that's what I'm sharing here. Hopefully if you implement them, you can see an improvement in results as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter down in the description. Go to my website, ttxbiz.com, for more helpful free content. Kind of forgetting the outros now because I haven't done a video in a while, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.